Welcome to the tour of Downfall Mall, a park build series in which we turned an abandoned Floridian mall into a thriving theme park, taking inspiration from Fallout, The Walking Dead, Starfield, and more. Today I'm joined by the incredible Planet Coaster streamer and actual Floridian, Poetry Slam 78. Hello.
Oh no, not the Floridian.
You're an actual real-life Floridian. I can't believe it. I mean, I'm in shock.
I know. There are very few of us.
But no, it's lovely to have you here. As always, you're a key asset on the Little Socks channel at this point. So
I'm always honored to be here. I get so happy.
Well, you're not only a fantastic streamer and colleague and peer, but a good friend as well. So yeah, always delightful to have you here.
Don't make me cry.
Yeah, let's try and keep things professional, shall we? Right.
Okay, yes, professional.
Downfall Mall. Here we are. This park has taken me over a bloody year to make. I'm so sick of it. Let's get this done. No, that's not the attitude, Moomin. Come on, let's focus. I'm excited about this. It's great. I'm actually really happy with the park. I am happy with it. It's just it's the same with any park build, and I'm sure like you've done some really long park builds. Just thinking about like Rhineland Gardens and Capital 43, like those have gone on for years, haven't they?
Yes. You do get sick of them. You look at them and you think, oh, you're so pretty, but I really never, ever want to use any command and you ever again.
Yeah. I just want to shut this park down after this and never open the save file ever again.
Right. You could admire the work that you've done from your memory.
Yes, 100%.
I totally understand.
But no, it's good. It's done. So here we are in the mall. I don't know really where all of this started. I love the abandoned theme. I love the apocalyptic theme, as evidenced by a few of the different things I've done. And you also, Poe, have done quite a few apocalyptic themed parks. And I will say, your level of detail with your post-apocalyptic detailing is insane. Definitely the best I've seen in Planet Coaster. So even more reason to have you here.
Wow. Thank you. I love that. I love that theme. And I have been heavily inspired lately by the Fallout TV show. So
yes, 100%. Which, considering I started building this before that was even announced, it was all lined up very well.
The funny thing is, when you first showed me this, I think this was like this very first thing that you showed me, and you said, is this Florida? And I was just like, that could be a Publix down the road from my mom's house. Like
exactly.
Absolutely a Florida like strip mall.
And it is funny you say that because this was modeled on a Publix. Because I've been to Florida.
Like one.
Well, yeah. I've been to Florida. I stayed there for 3 months back in 2019. And I had a Publix near me. That was my local supermarket. So I obviously use reference imagery anyway, but it was good to just have something that I was familiar with. So
did you fall in love with the Publix subs and the Publix?
Of course. It became my favorite supermarket. Like I tried Walmart, but my God, that was an experience.
Oh yes.
You
should go after midnight on a Saturday.
No, that sounds terrifying. I'll stick to my Publix.
Word, me too.
Anyway, we should get inside this place. So let's just quickly switch to night before we go into this gift shop. Now, I will say I have not put any gifts in this gift shop for the simple reason that it's all going to be TNTK. It's so unnecessary. Loads of piece count. It doesn't matter.
Correct. Right.
And as you know, you can spend bloody hours doing the interior detailing of any shop in Planco. So it's just it gets the vibe you need just from this, I think.
I agree. I do that a lot too. I know I do a lot of detail, but sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm not doing this because it doesn't matter and I don't care. I don't have to prove to any of you that I know how to play Planet Coaster.
No, exactly. Full well I can place random props down in a game, but I don't need to do it. So we won't.
I got those rotate keys on point, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So yes, mall entrance. The idea is this is an old abandoned mall. We buy it and we're going to turn it into a theme park. So we're utilizing the fact that it's already abandoned and a bit of a state to work with our theming. We're super happy with the it's like a dropped ceiling, isn't it? With exposed plumbing and wiring. I was really keen to get that aesthetic.
Absolutely. And if it was built in the 70s, those would probably be asbestos tiles.
100%, yeah. And we got our first hint at some of the lore behind the park. So we've got our little crushed zombie there to the right. Very, very dark, very gory straight away. But we love that.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, because not only are you a Planet Coaster streamer, I would say even more now, you're more prevalent as a DayZ streamer. So
yeah,
you do love your Zeds.
I do.
So this is basically perfect for you. You're the perfect guest for this park, though.
I love this park. It's just so good.
I
mean, it's just, you've got the vibe, the Florida vibe. Like, even without the apocalypse or zombies, this is such a Florida vibe right here. Like this.
Yeah, the crashed car. This is standard before the mall's abandoned.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, no, I took a lot of pleasure building this mall, and I took a lot of time doing it because obviously it was the very early stages of the build. So I was happy to put those hours in, and I really went into every fine detail. Got the broken shards of glass you can just about see there. Yeah, I was happy to really go for it with this. But yeah, I'm really happy with it.
It reminds me of a couple of old malls in Jacksonville. It reminds me of the avenues and of Regency Square a little bit. Like it's a nostalgic little dive for sure for me.
Yeah,
you did great.
Oh, stop it! Right, we will have a look at the park at night, but I think generally we'll have a look daytime. Yeah. So here we are in Downfall Mall. I created this little archway off camera, so to speak, along with all the other final added details. So we've got our Chow Mein Chow noodle bar, which is inspired by the power noodles from Fallout 4, an iconic shop in Diamond City. Everyone knows it at this point.
Everyone knows it.
So yeah, it was a really clear image from the start. I couldn't go with the same aesthetic because it's like an open buffet in Fallout, so we're very limited in Planco because we don't have the wonderful whatever you call them in Planet Zoo that they introduced, the freestanding shops. Not bitter about that at all.
Frontier. We'd love that in Planco.
We would so love that.
I'd buy it as a DLC. Just give me those. I'd pay like $10 for them. Just let me have them.
Just saying.
Just give me the file.
There we go. We've got our noodle bowl on top.
I love the ball. It's so good.
Yeah. It was, I had a lot of fun with that one as well. And as you can see, you kind of went nuts with the detailing on that as well. So it's nice. Happy with that. And at the same time, we built the Ion Hellion ring. Once again, it's way beyond what I normally go for with my theming.
This is probably my favorite Hellion ring I've ever seen.
Oh, goodness. Too many compliments already.
Love it so much.
It's, I'm definitely rather proud of it. But yeah, you'll know, and I'm not going to hide the fact that generally my builds are very simplistic. They're very minimal. And that's what I kind of pride myself on normally. So I thought, right, step outside my comfort zone and do something a bit mental, just to see if I can.
Jumped into like an Olympic-sized swimming pool of outside of your comfort zone, and you succeeded with flying colors, though.
Oh, thanks.
But it's everything that you touch turns to Planet Coaster Gold.
Oh my goodness! Right, that's your last compliment. You've exceeded your allowance. No more are allowed for the rest of the spotlight.
It's a good thing I have no idea how to follow rules. So.
Oh, great. But I guess whilst we're over here, we'll have a little wander down to our dark ride called Ascent. And Poet, you have a special connection to this ride, don't you?
I do.
You just so happen to voice one of the characters alongside the wonderful Masked Bandit.
I am still in a state of absolute shock over that. I think about it and I'm like, I know I didn't get to meet one of my heroes, but I got to be adjacent to.
Adjacent to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Masked Bandit is an absolutely incredible content creator and just renowned among the community. So it was a pleasure to have him not only voice the character for the ride, but he was also present at all the premieres for the episodes, which was really lovely to see. So I really appreciate that. And same to everyone else who managed to come along and watch. It's really fantastic. But here we are in the queue of Ascent, which is our Horror Heights. We've got a lovely little scare maze type thing. So this would have the animatronics we can see here, but also some real scare actors in there as well, just to give you a bit of a fright on the way in. And it's kind of like, it doubles it up really as 2-in-1. It's a queue and it's a scare maze.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
But let's get away from that awfully loud music and
Dun, 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 dun.
head up here, where we have our pre-show. So obviously, pre-shows aren't a thing in the game, so we'll just imagine that these guys are stood here waiting patiently for this. Is this going to work? That's the question. I haven't tested this yet, so here we go.
Hey kid, it's Bandit. I see you made it to the elevator. That basement looked rough, dude.
It really did. But our recon shows that most of the Zeds are trapped down there, so you should be good from here.
Right, pay attention. This place used to be some kind of human genome lab before, well, everything happened.
Chances are, this place has some really decent loot, and maybe even something that Bandit can use to cure the infected.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just grab what you can and get out of there in one piece.
There is something you should probably know.
Slam.
Kid, this building, it...
Goodness. What on earth were you going to say, Poet? What on earth?
Well, considering it, and you know me, I probably shouldn't say it.
But there we go. That was the pre-show, and here we are at the ride itself. So, without further ado, here is Ascent, featuring Poetry Slam 78 and Mars Bandit.
Sorry, amigo. The transmission got cut off. Anyway, let's get moving. Need to head up to the 5th floor.
Yeah, the plan shows some sort of medical facility up there. By the way, it's an absolute miracle this elevator is still working, so tread carefully.
Okay, gravity meds you can see, painkillers, antibiotics, IVs, anything you can get your hands on.
Let me see if I can trip the power on.
God damn it, Slam!
That was a bad idea. Keep moving. Keep looting, kid.
Are you nuts? You've literally woken the dead. Time to bail.
Quick! They've found us! Boop us out of here, Jerry.
Who the hell were they?
What in the world? What were they doing here?
Right, let's get out of here. Is that what I think it is?
Grab it and let's get the heck out of here. Get out of there, kid. This place is gonna collapse any second.
Well, if you had let me explain that this was where the outbreak began.
Our friend here would never have gone in and now be holding the potential cure. Take a bow, survivor. They have just changed everything.
Great work, kid. Now get yourself out of there so we can get that antidote back to Downfall.
What a ride.
What a ride, if I do say so myself. No, I think with Horror Heights and Dark Rise in general, like it relies so heavily on the storytelling.
It
I
does.
think you often forget like how much, especially with a Horror Heights, because there's not much. You can't do much
There's
with
not
it. There's
much, right?
You can't control what it's doing. You can give it there's a couple of different routes it can take, but generally speaking, it's all relying on what you're seeing. And it's the same with a lot of Dark Rides, really. The story does drive the whole thing. And I haven't done a Horror Heights before, and so I was a bit nervous going into it. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And as I said, the storytelling from you guys really sold it for me and made it good, made it great.
Well, thank you for putting Mass Bandit and I together. That was a super cool kindness of you.
No, you two were a fantastic duo, and it just really helped tell that story. So yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it was fun.
There we go. Moving on swiftly, we have the coaster station for Loot Runner. So this is the station here. The queue itself starts over here, and this is something that I really wanted to achieve. Is the feel of a journey through the queue of this coaster. and I'm really happy with how it came out, traversing 2 different buildings. So
yeah, it's not easy to do. Like I find queues to be one of the more challenging aspects of, especially coasters.
Yeah,
because
100%.
you want that mystery, like you want to see little glimpses of the queue from the main pathways, but you want there to be a lot of mystery to entice people in, and then the queue needs to be interesting and work around things. And I think this one is super successful in what it does, and I'm super jealous because it's a really good queue.
Well, it's exactly what you said. I wanted that view not only of the queue from the main path, but also the coaster, and you just saw it pass there over the fence. So you've got that kind of all of these in the same sight line, even a bit of the track from the other coaster there as well, which
it's really cool.
I only just noticed that now, to be honest, so there we go. And also integrating it into the whole realism aspect of needing this kind of fire exit and maintenance access route. So yeah, it ticks so many boxes in one with this one alleyway. So yeah, it feels natural. So you've got this little standard cattle pen queue here, and then you come out into said alleyway, and it feels very organic, like guests are just kind of flowing. Doesn't feel like a set Planko queue, which is always what we strive for, is avoiding those default vibes generally.
Absolutely.
Just a bit of subtle lighting, nothing crazy. I always go for the standard studio lights on the truss, and
yeah, I like the subtle lighting. You know, it's like the teenager makeout line.
Exactly. But it's all you need, really, isn't it? Just and it shows how much that just a bit of subtle lighting does sell something very simple.
It does, and it creates nice shadows, and that creates a lot of texture and depth.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot, but you know how to do all that lighting because, professional and everything.
Yeah, at one time. Because I think it shows how if you do overexpose stuff, and it's very easy to do in Blanco, the fact that if this was at full, it just washes it out so much.
It does. It creates so many hot spots. Like the lighting could use a little bit of an overhaul.
Oh, 100%.
The mechanics, the lighting mechanics.
Get the lighting from Unreal Engine into Planko.
Oh. I would just be married to my computer at that point.
Well, exactly. I'd be doing even less theme park related stuff in Planko, just creating nice little dioramas.
That's exactly it. I would just do diorama after diorama. Somebody else can put them together in a park. I'll put them all in the workshop.
Exactly. But there we go. Here's the station. We've got a hole in the wall. Got a little separate operator's booth in there. There she is. Oh, I was going to put something on there. Never did. Never mind. We'll just ignore that.
It's out of order. Like
exactly, it's broken.
That happens.
It's supposed to be connected to that camera there on the outside. So there you go.
Aha. Okay.
I did half the work, but there we go. Without further ado, let's jump on Loot Runner. So there we go. That was a Loot Runner, our Intamin launch created by Death Fears None. And I mean, what a guy! What a coaster builder!
What a coaster builder! He's the go-to. He's the go-to man for the coaster. Well, I'm sorry, him and Nurchachu are the go-to.
Of course.
Go-to guys for coasters.
He is the creator of the other coaster we'll come to in a little bit. So I picked the two top guys for it. So yes, here's our exit from the queue. We've got our lift access, obviously a legal requirement in parks anyway, so always like to keep things as they should be, ticking all the boxes. And yeah, I think it came together really nicely.
Perfect, as always.
And some Monsieur Frites.
I could go for some frites right now.
Should we get some frites?
I would.
Hiya.
I would love some.
Can I get
Hey,
two
how you doing?
fries, please? Two fries.
Sure thing. What dipping sauce would you like with those?
Oh, what do you want, Poe?
Germany has absolutely ruined me, so I will have mayonnaise because I'm
Yeah.
disgusting now.
No, I was going to say exactly the same thing. No for me, please.
I was totally grossed out by mayonnaise like 7 years ago. Now it's like, can I please have some mayonnaise with my fries? I always think too, like, what am I doing? This is gross. And then I'm like, but it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, I'm not a fan of ketchup. Not a fan.
No, I'm not either. I love tomatoes. I don't like ketchup.
Yes, yeah, same. So, around the back of Chow and Chow, we've got a little staff room / loading bay. Everything is set up on work rosters, so there are, of course, because it's me. So it's separated in north, south, east, west, and the staff will stick to their area. I know.
You should totally take my attitude of I don't care about the guests and I don't care about the staff.
Yes, sadly I do. So in fact, I'll
this
show you
view
quickly.
right here, though, chef's kiss.
With the coaster coming past and everything, yeah. So.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so we've got north, south, the mall, and Argonne, which is the interior section we'll come to in a bit. And yeah, they're all separated into their different areas so that they are attending the right staff rooms and the right shops.
Unbelievable.
Go to that level of detail, apparently. So, this is our little allotment. Obviously, in our little post-apocalyptic settlement, they would need to be growing their crops. So that's what that is. Which has got one of the nicest coaster interactions of the park, I would say.
Oh, it's so good. I would sit there, like in real life, I would just sit there and watch. And then I'd go ride the coaster, and then I'd come back and sit there and watch.
Yeah, lovely little seating area here.
Perfect.
So we can sit with our fries and mayo and watch the coaster go overhead.
Very
I
nice.
think it would be delightful. Okay, Toil is our next flat ride, just a simple vintage ride. I went vintage with the rides because of kind of their rudimentary, simplistic vibe.
Great color choices on this one too. It's one of the first thing I noticed when I had been, when I've watched the park through and stuff. It's like that, just perfect.
I wanted to go, nice and it's just kind of like that rusty, kind of bleached out aesthetic. So yeah, happy with that. And here comes the coaster.
You're so nice.
Love that spin over the queue entrance.
Oh, look at that man with his short pants on. I like his style.
You with the guys in this game, Poe. First it was the security guard. Can't take you anywhere.
I know. Terrible.
Right. Let's head down here. So this is our biohazard area, which builds the lore of how this whole thing started. So we've got the plant life going for kind of a War of the Worlds type theme there.
So good.
Among other popular culture, fiction, a lot of plant life is used as the start of the end of times. So went with that. See a little toilet block which doubles up as kind of a lab, which is where they're doing all the testing to find the cure and figure out what's going on. That just takes you around to the back of Ion. Got a couple of ATMs there.
Genius ATM theming on that.
Yeah,
very simple, but like so perfect.
Yeah, it was one of the last editions I did, because what I do when I build these parks is I get it all done how I like it, and then I look through, and again, you'll laugh at me here, but I actually read the guest thoughts, Poet. I look at what they're saying, what they're complaining about, and one of those things was that they didn't have enough money to ride the rides, so plopped a couple more ATMs down.
It's a possibility that in your past life you were a researcher and data analyst.
Quite possibly. I do love Dazer, so it's more than likely. But yeah, I wanted to find some way of integrating these into the fence and just use those iron furnaces, are they? Something like that. So yes, that works. And then yes, a little seating area in front of the queue to Infected, our kickflip.
Infected!
Yes.
Great theming on the kickflip too.
Thanks. Yeah. I did a lot of playing around with that to get it right. But,
yeah, it looks super cool.
Super cool, but super gross at the same time. So.
Yeah, of course.
Kinda like
I feel like, like in a real park, if you saw something like that, they probably missed it with water every once in a while to make it 100%. Look. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to have this. We've got a little dry ice machine. Oh god, help! It's fine, I'm down. A little dry ice machine hidden behind here to add some low smoke.
Yeah,
just to build that atmosphere. Okay, moving to the north side of the park, over the bridge. We will. We'll go over there in a minute as well.
Sexy.
So there's two ways of getting over to the north side, which is this lovely bridge over the canal, and the pump house water shop over there.
I loved watching this. Yeah, I think I told you too. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I knew it was going to look good when Poet actually messaged me to say, oh my god, I love the pump house.
I love it so much.
Here we go. We'll go there now just for you. There we are.
I love everything about it.
It's, again, I knew that we needed water supply for them. So we've got the water tank there being boiled to clean the water.
Like, yeah.
And then,
that's important.
Of course. And then it again gets filtered out to the water tanks on top over there. It's all linked together. You got the pipe that actually draws the water up from the canal in the first place down there.
This would be such a teenage Poe hangout.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'm not gonna lie. It would be a now Poe hangout too, but
yeah. Nice little balcony to again look over the coaster.
Oh, it's just. Woo!
And I did enjoy making this canal. It's
I liked the canal making too, and the progress that you were kind of showing me, and I was like, oh, that's yeah.
It's just one of those things. I think both
I can
of us
smell what that canal would smell like. I could smell the stagnant water. Yeah.
I like to think that maybe it's cleaned for the sake of this theme park. But yes, in the literal sense of the story of the park, yeah, I can imagine how grim it is. But yeah, as always, I enjoy building anything that's not really theme park related, as I think you're the same.
Exactly. But I don't want to play Planet Zoo because I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in Planet Coaster, but not theme parks.
It's weird, isn't it? Because I think the graphics of Planet Zoo are better, and the landscaping tools are far superior. The foliage is beautiful in Planet Zoo, but there's just something about it. I cannot spend anywhere near as much time as I do building random stuff in Planet Coaster.
And I've tried to just go in there and build random stuff, and I can't.
Don't know what it is, but there we go. Okay, we got this is the staff room for the north side of the park.
You're so thoughtful.
So thoughtful. Which brings us to our main street, which again I'm quite happy with this. I really wanted to make it feel lived in and like custom built, and I think it works.
Oh yeah, absolutely does.
But there we go. We got Chief Beef on the end. Most of these have interiors, if not all, I think, actually.
Such a cool place.
Burger shop. We've got pizza and soda. I made every effort to use American terminology with everything I did in the park, which it pained me on occasion.
I'm sure it did.
Good, here we go. We got donuts from Missy Good, and there's a little vending machine for it there with some coffee, because who doesn't love coffee and donuts?
We go nuts for donuts.
He's really going for it with that bean, isn't he?
He's practicing.
No comment.
It's so good.
Again,
this sideline is just spectacular.
There's a lot of elements of the coaster tracks that are way under-supported, and I'm well aware of it, but I don't care, because I know that if I did custom support the track. Pretty much all of that is custom supported, but I know that it would just ruin sightlines if I over custom supported.
Right.
And whilst that is obviously under supported, I just like that look. And if I did put something there, it would just be right in the middle of the path, in the way. So I took a lot of creative license when it came to supports. But
yeah, I mean, and I think
it.
that's where you're kind of you get into a plausible reality. It doesn't have to be hyper reality.
We're always going for plausible.
Fine. Yeah.
Now, junk is our centrum.
Yeah.
Is what it's called in game, and again, I wanted to go for something dramatic with the the ride
perfect.
skin.
This
and
is
obviously,
one ride that's like usually so not fun to skip.
yeah, definitely. But I knew I wanted to use its fully extended position and get that lined up, and then and yeah, when it's in that position there, it just looks
such an amazing take.
Yeah, it's satisfying, isn't it, when it slots in and it all lines up. And,
definitely satisfying. I love it. Like I honestly, it's satisfying in that brain itch way where it's just like, oh, perfect, yes, nothing's misaligned, and it just it's something went right with the world. Something went right.
It looks really good. Happy with the junk. The junk obviously being such a huge element of a lot of post-apocalyptic fiction. I mean, take Fallout. Junk is one of the main things that you're collecting constantly. So I knew I had to.
Junk is my favorite. Yeah.
Exactly. Junk means I can build pretty things in Fallout. So
exactly.
So that's that. We've got Descent over here, which is our other coaster, built right at the end by Nerd Chacho. I almost didn't do a second coaster, can you believe? But I know, because
the way that they interact with each other is just golden.
Oh, it is, yeah. And I sent Chacho an image of where the coaster needed to go, and he just laughed. But he did it, and he's done it fantastically. So let's head down the queue. So this is Descent, as opposed to Ascent, which was our Horror Heights.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is, Poe? It's cohesive.
Ooh. Cohesive.
Cohesion
is so good, though.
Of course. Very important. And here is the station. Quite simple, to be honest. I just wanted, like, abandoned factory kind of vibes.
I love the Nerd Chacho graffiti.
Yeah. It's the same on Loot Runner as well. It's got a Death Fears None.
Oh, I missed it.
Tag on the wall. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop on Descent. Oh, Mazoo.
Oh, Mazoo. My hair is all windswept and tangled up in knots, and what a fantastic ride.
Well, indeed. So again, lovely interaction here as you exit the coaster with, well, both tracks actually, and quite a nice view down onto Main Street. This, I mentioned in the build episode, the path had to come out anyway because of where the station is. but it just worked anyway. So yeah, I'm really happy. And I always find that with generally building in Planco, the more you force yourself to do things the way you wouldn't normally do it, the better the result generally is.
Yeah.
If you give yourself those awkward limitations, you find very creative ways of dealing with them, and yeah, definitely works.
It's
here,
true.
I would say.
I usually just wait for you to have a park to tell me what my awkward limitations are, and then I get to moan about it for the few weeks that I'm building.
Exactly.
And then I'm
speaking
like,
of which,
oh,
we've got the next contest coming up very soon, and
Ooh.
that is full of limitations, Poet. So you might get some enjoyment of taking part in that. You do like to suffer, right?
I do. I love to suffer.
Great. Okie dokie then. Well, down from the exit, we've got a little gate there into the ride area, and we've got some ATMs here on the left. There's some nice little seating to chill whilst your friends go have a pee in the toilets here. And that extends behind here as well, by the way. There's some pipe artwork going on back there.
Pipe artwork is good.
We love pipe artwork.
It adds a lot without having to add a lot, you know? It's almost like it's so perfectly blended that you don't look at it and go, oh,
Yeah.
look at that. It doesn't, you know, it just looks like it's part of the scenery, and it just blends so nicely.
Well, I was going to say, I'm really happy with the fact, because I built this toilet block a fair while before I built the coaster show buildings, but they look like they were built together.
Yeah, they do.
So it's all quite seamless. So yeah, definitely happy with that. And then finally, we're going to head down here. So this is the other side of that bridge we were on before. We've got a very, very lazily placed flat ride here. There was just a little space right at the end, and I literally just plunked it down and went, that'll do. So,
But that's very theme park, isn't it?
It
Like
is,
they'll
it
they'll
is.
throw anything in at
Yeah.
little spaces to keep people entertained and distracted from the 4-hour queues.
well, my thought is, like, it's a very basic ride that they probably would have just hired from, like, a fairground.
Yep.
Just been like, yeah, lob that there, make some extra cash, job done.
Yep.
So that's the story behind that. But last but not least, we got Argon, and I would say this is probably my proudest achievement of the park. I could have made an entire park based on this if I
Absolutely.
could set myself to it. Let's switch to night for this and have a look. So this is a indoor market, essentially, is the idea. That our settlers would go and buy stuff and have a drink at the bar and all that kind of jazz. So this is our exterior. Very happy with my little, what would you call that? Well, it's like a tableau, really, isn't it?
It does, yeah.
Just to give a vibe of something happening inside there, give it some life. But let's head around here. And here we go, Argon.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
There we go.
You should be
mean,
proud.
Yeah, I am very happy with this. It took so long to build this, I can't even explain. I feel like this took more time than the rest of the park alone.
I believe it.
Because there are so many layers to this build. I'll show you in a minute, actually, when we jump back out of Tejidco. But, so yeah, here we go. We've got a drop tower tucked in there, which is nice and snug. Very happy with the ride sign for that.
Yeah, the sign looks amazing.
We've got a coffee shop, basically going for a futuristic Starbucks vibe with this.
I would love an extra strong vodka Valium latte, please.
Yes, please. Give me, I'd like a double espresso frappuccino, please, with cream on top.
Oh, indulging.
Oh, absolutely. Decadent.
Very.
We've got a people mover.
I love the
That's-
people mover.
Yeah, when I popped it in, I thought, are people going to be irritated by the fact that this is actually not usable by guests? But I was like, I don't care. It just looks really nice as a scenery piece.
Oh, it looks so cool.
When it eventually decides to pop out. But in the
I can
meantime,
remove my Disney disdain for half a second to say that I actually
there we go.
love the people mover at Disney, and I hope they never take it away.
yeah, it's so simple, but it's again, it just adds that bit of life and movement. And
That's exactly it. It adds a little bit of life to it.
And story, like, where does it go? Like, who's using that transport and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. We've got a little gun shop here. We've got sushi bar down here. Love the little drop down for the sushi.
Yes.
Just very, very cute. Another staff room in there for all the staff in Argon, as well as a fire exit that does actually do a thing.
Wow.
Through, I know. Goes out to the back. And then this is supposed to imply, in the episode I said, what do you think this is? In my head, this is the door into a huge bunch of apartments that lead up to there where the windows are. Because we are severely lacking in places where our settlers actually live. So I reckon there's like loads of little rooms up there for them to...
See, you and I have very different brains in some ways, because I saw the red door and I thought it was implying the entrance to a brothel.
It could well be. That could be in there as well. It definitely works, as you said, with that aesthetic and
a one-stop shop. You can live there and play there.
And play there, yeah, 100%. And then this is one of my favourites. Oh, there we go. Right.
Great timing on that.
Yeah, that's such an iconic image from the park.
Like, this would be a place where directors would just throw their money to be able to shoot movies.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And little seating area here. Very happy with these custom benches. These are usable. The guests obviously aren't using them because they're useless.
Right.
There are some benches hidden here in these little light boxes, so they can sit there.
Love it.
Then down here we got a little seating area next to the coffee shop.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I think it's lovely. Very happy with my vents as well, I will say.
Yeah, the vents look amazing. Everything in this, like the whole park, but yeah, this is definitely the
honestly, yeah,
jewel.
Gross. How dare they?
How dare they?
And where is my janitor? He needs firing.
He does. He's not in his rotation.
He's not. Where's his work roster? But yes, yeah, I think I could just stay in this part of the park. If I was here, I just want to hang out here, grabbing a coffee. You could do with maybe like a nice little martini bar or something, you know?
Ooh, yes. I would
Just
definitely have martinis here.
Yeah, maybe like on an upper balcony. That would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
sort that out.
Actually,
But,
I would just sit on the little people mover and have martinis.
Just going round and round.
Yeah, just have like the martini person going up and down the cart selling them.
Definitely.
Vodka, gin, vodka. Oh, gin martini, or I'm a gin martini girl.
Oh, gin, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, a gin, dirty martini, loads of olive brine. Yes.
Yes. Super dirty. Yes.
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 But there we go. There's the park. Let's have a little brief look at night. So I didn't go over the top with it, much like I do with my interiors. I kept it nice and subtle. I like that shot there. I think that looks really lovely.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice glow from the Missy goods as well. Yeah, just really simplistic. So let's hop up out of Tegid Cam and have a little look at some various things.
I love this really compact. See, this is what I need to learn how to do, because I start out going, I'm going to make a small park, and then it ends up the entire map.
Yeah, just box yourself in.
4 years later.
I know, exactly. Yeah, it's nice to just box yourself in, give yourself that limit, because then it means that if you want to keep building, you can, but that building becomes more just detailing stuff and going over the top with it, and really bringing every area to life.
When you were building this, and I was like, "Ooh, how is that gonna?" Because I remember you saying this is gonna be with the coaster, and I was like, "Oh, wait, how?"
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
when
so
it
we got
came
the launch on the slip road, which works out really nicely.
It does.
And then the bridge obviously doubles up as a maintenance shed for the coaster. We've got some backstage bits over here. We've got fire exits on every level of the Horror Heights. And they all line up as well. So if we go in here, you got the fire exit. That's the back of the hospital set.
Of course.
So yeah, everything's as I always do.
Yes.
As I always do. And yeah, as I was talking about Argon, so we've got the facade, so the external bit. We've got the show building, and then we've got the actual interior build itself. And there we go.
Wow.
So it's all made up of different sections.
I love that little look behind the emerald curtain there.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all there. I did... Anything that's covered up is deleted, because you know me and my piece count. So,
Yes.
There we go. And that's it. All fully done.
I love how the bus came in. Beep.
Yeah, right at the end. Meep. But there we go.
Oh,
And,
it's beautiful.
similar with the, as I said, with the gift shop, like this here would be service road and storage. Same with over here, storage area for bits and pieces. But I'm not going to waste my piece count cluttering it up. You can imagine, or you can download the pack yourself right now and have a play yourself. Add whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Delete the whole thing. Do whatever. And there is the park. And in an ideal world, I know I actually spoke to you, Poet, literally a year ago, and I said an idea I'm having with this is to do the park and then to create actual Floridian, like a whole block basically around the edge with like commercial and shops and apartments to give it that to block those sight lines, because right at the moment when you're down here it's just nothingness, which I hate, and it's an ongoing problem in Planco that everyone experiences. You normally just hide it by putting some hills there, but it doesn't really do the job here because this is supposed to be right in the middle of a city. It's a city park. So yeah, the challenge has been set. If anybody wants to create a Floridian facade to go around the outside of here, the city that this is supposed to be in the midst of, feel free, go for it, and I'll definitely share it if anybody does it. But
I'd love to see that, because somebody from South Florida would create something wildly different than someone from the Panhandle or Northeast Florida or on the West Coast. Like, it would all be wildly different types of cities back there.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, in my mind, it's like, I don't know, in the middle of like Tampa or St. Pete's or something like that. Would be really cool. But yeah, no, there's the park. It's done,
beautiful,
finally, and I'm so relieved.
Brava!
So there we go. That was a Downfall Mall. Thank you all very much for following it all along. It's been a delight to build, and it's been a delight to share it with you. Thank you, Poet, for joining me today and sharing your wonderful insights as always.
Thank you for inviting me. I love doing this.
We will keep doing it because
Yay!
there is far, far more things to come on the channel. Lots of exciting things. Sometime around now, there is going to be a contest starting called Lakeside Vale, which is going to be similar to New Park Who Dis, in that you'll be given a park to start with, and then you're building over about 10 weeks. But the fun thing with this one is you're going to be given various restrictions during the contest itself. So little curveballs to change what you have to do and what you have to build, and you have to change things as you go. So yeah, a flexible attitude will be required for that, but it'll be a lot of fun. And there's voice actors and characters and all sorts, and yeah, a lovely bit of role play involved in that one.
Oh, I love that.
If you haven't already checked out Magnolia Springs, that is my essentially an RPG adventure park that I've created in Planet Coaster. Once again, it's completely story driven. There are characters. Poet is one of those characters. Plays a fantastic character wonderfully. But yeah, you go around the park, you press sequences, things change and happen, and it's very exciting. And
it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
If you haven't done it yet, do it.
A bunch of streamers have already played it, and I'm going to be putting together a little highlight video of them playing it. It's already very funny. So I've also got my separate side series recreating Cardiff Bus in City Bus Manager, and I know, don't be scared, it's not Planet Coaster, but it's the same style. It's still me. Everyone that's watched it has said they really loved it, so give it a go, give it a watch, and that's that. I'll catch you all soon with something inevitably. Thanks again to you, Poet.
Pleasure's all mine, Newman.
And I'll see you all very soon.
Bye-bye.